I would should put together a poll. What songs would neither one of the shows I produce open with? Probably not. This should probably be on that list, I think. But what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Empire 161 show, season 5, episode 14. Yes, we're opening up with Gloria. And you may wonder why, because we always do walk-up music and stuff. This is Anthony Volpe's new walk-up song, apparently, as of today. Because I was there yesterday and this wasn't there. And now it is here. On his bobblehead day, this is what we get. But thanks for joining us as always. If you're joining us on the Facebook live stream, if you're joining us on YouTube or Instagram or wherever you find your audio and podcast, I always appreciate the support. I'm Ed, and with me as always is Lisa. Lisa, what's up?
Hey everybody. First of all, I feel like I should be wearing neon spandex and headbands right now. And I did hear this, but it didn't dawn on me that it was his song. I thought they were just playing it. So this is fascinating. This is almost as good as the other one.
Oh!
But it's almost because it's the same decade. It's the same decade.
Okay.
So, hi everybody. I'm going to apologize for how I sound and look because I'm getting over COVID and I'm still very congested. So I apologize if you hear me coughing or sneezing, or I might have to turn my camera off for a couple seconds. But we're going to push through and talk about all the doubleheaders that Ed went to this week, which is crazy, and I want to check in with him and see how he's feeling after all of that, because he is so dedicated to our team. There's no way in hell you would catch me going to 3 different doubleheaders. No. Two different double. It felt like 5. So, but we're gonna talk about the series versus the Angels and the series versus the Rangers. And we're going to talk about how Aaron Judge continues to have an amazing season. He's the Montefiore Player of the Week this week. I'm sure we have a ton of things about him. I know I have some stats. Also have to shout out Jazz Chisholm Jr. I know we'll get to him, and Juan Soto. But yeah, we'll get through all of that after we do a couple jumping jacks and push-ups to the song.
I kind of don't want to stop it. Just go into the recap and just let it keep going on loop.
I want to know the story behind this.
Oh, I am dying to know the story about this. I didn't get a chance to check social media because there's no way this was not asked in the post game at all. Like Jack Curry is probably my guess. That's who I'm going to bet on. Who probably got to the bottom of this. Jack Curry or Meredith from Rockets.
Meredith wasn't there today. She wasn't there today.
Oh, okay. So,
it was Justin Shackle, so
he would be another one. He would be another one, actually, that would get into the bottom of this. So, there's got to be something. My guess is something happened like last night, and that's what has given us this. Because there's been some like really interesting stories behind the walk-up songs for players over the years. Uh-huh. You know, like Nick Johnson, I remember on opening day in 2010, 2011, when he came out to Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. And it was like, what?
Yeah, I remember that.
And they asked him, and it turns out that was like his daughter's favorite song, and he wasn't really feeling a particular way about a song. So he was like, he did it for his daughter.
That's cute.
It was great. And A-Rod, actually, we were talking a little bit about A-Rod before, but honestly, I could say a lot of things about him, but his walk-up music was usually on point.
It was like Jay-Z.
Yeah, mostly.
Because he wanted to fit in.
Well, whatever. He could also, hey, again, I'm not defending A-Rod, but whatever. I can see him liking Jay-Z. It's hard not to like Jay-Z.
Yeah. I could see him liking Jay-Z, but doing it extra to fit into New York.
Yeah, perhaps.
Not as sincere as we would think. Like, I don't think he has a lot of Jay-Z on his playlist. I don't think so.
Well, Jazz Chisholm Jr. right now is all Jay-Z now. But I'm going to be honest, they're all songs that A-Rod walked up to.
I know.
We talked about that. Yeah. So, and he even admitted to being a fan. I'm just hoping like he's not wrapping himself up in that.
An A-Rod fan or a Jay-Z fan?
No, he said he was an A-Rod fan and a Jeter fan, like
Oh,
growing
yes,
up, and
yes,
everyone's
yes.
a Yankee fan. Remember,
Well,
remember how young he is. So
he also asked Derek Jeter to be his role model.
yeah, because he traded for him in Miami.
Yes, but do you know the full story? It's actually kind of
no,
funny.
go ahead. I don't recall it at least.
So apparently, like Kobe Bryant was like his all-time favorite athlete, and he met him at some event, and he was like, "Oh, I want to ask you some questions, blah blah." And Kobe was like, "I can't today, but I'm free Sunday, so let's get together on Sunday. I'll meet with you." Apparently, that Sunday or Saturday was the day that he got into the helicopter crash. So Jazz didn't get to meet him. And he called Derek Jeter because he was already on the Marlins and was like, "Hey, you know, the greatest of all time was about to become my mentor, and he, was in this accident and died. So now you have to be my mentor." And he said from that day forward, Derek Jeter acted like his dad, like his big brother, his dad.
Yeah, he wore number 2 in Miami and everything like that. And I know they did like he was on the cover of the show, the MLB the show. Like they did like I believe they were in a commercial together too, like talking on other sides of the whole thing. So there's definitely a lot. And now he gets traded to the Yankees, and Jeter
and Derek Jeter is one of the people that co-signed. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a cool, story.
So, another fun story, and we're going to talk about the game later. But today they kept showing this nun, and I don't know what the gentleman was because I don't think he was a priest. He didn't have the priest garb on, but he was with her. So I don't know if he was like a brother or a monk or not a monk. I don't know. Whatever. A religious man. He was in religious garb, but it wasn't a priest's outfit. Okay. They were like in the front row right by the Yankees dugout today, which you didn't get to see because you were actually there. I don't know if they put them on the Jumbotron though.
Not that I saw, at least. I don't recall seeing
they saw. So here's one picture on Twitter of her after Aaron Judge, I guess, hit his home run.
That's great.
She's so cute. She was so into the game though. They showed her several times on the broadcast. I'm like, that's the cutest thing. She was pointing the dugout like, yeah. It was so cute.
Nice.
But yeah, I do want to know about Gloria.
Yeah, I'm going to try to see if we can find it out by next week because I'm curious. I don't know, though. He went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. So
yeah, maybe he needs to change it up again.
Yeah, maybe we're going back to the old song that we opened with a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. We'll see because this was the last game at homestand, so they hit the road now for 2 series.
Yep.
So they come back.
Maybe he just needs some more chicken parm.
It's true. I mean, him and Austin Wells, they're teammates now. I mean, Austin Wells is doing pretty damn good.
Austin's killing it.
Yeah.
Austin's eating all the chicken parm.
Yeah, maybe he needs some too.
Yeah, I think so.
Things to look into while they're in Chicago. I mean, Chicago I know has some damn good Italian food too. So I'm sure they can find some chicken parm out there.
I'm sure they can.
All right, so I did not want to forget about, at least briefly go over the Blue Jay series quickly. So we can jump on that briefly. Because it's the thing was because I just want to elaborate on the 9-game homestand as a thing. So we talked about last week where there was the August schedule is super light for the Yankees. Like it is, and they're in a race with the Blue Jays, with the Orioles right now for the division, and it's going to go down to the wire. And that 3-game set that they have, the second to last series of the season is going to be tremendous. It's actually the series you'll be going to the opening game for your birthday. We're going to, so that'll kick it off. But that's going to be wild. I have a feeling it might be even decided over those 3 games. So though, the Yanks need to take advantage of this soft schedule in August because I mean it's a fact. It's a soft schedule, and
the third easiest in all of MLB.
Yeah. And this was a 9-game homestand, the longest of the season. And I'm not saying these were all pushovers because they weren't, but it does get easier than this. But these are teams that you need to handle your business against. And it was mixed results because they finished 5-4 on the 9-game homestand. So, you would expect a little bit more, at least take all 3 series. They, didn't take all 3. But opening up with the Blue Jays series, though, which they dropped by a final of 8-5, Marcus Stroman, who would tie into what we'll talk about with today's game, took a no decision. He only lasted 2 2/3, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. Aaron Judge hit his 40th home run of the season. He was 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, a walk, a run scored. Anthony Volpe, pre-Gloria, 3 for 4, 10th home run of the season, 2 RBIs, and Austin Wells was 2 for 4 in that one. This was a bit of a concerning game because again, Stroman gets smacked around in this game, hit hard, and in the playoffs, starting pitching is essential. And this was one that got him to get his next time around. His next start was pushed to today because he had to rework mechanics. And I'm glad he did and fessed up to what it was. I mean, offense is starting to get going here for the most part, but Blue Jays are a last place team that sold off parts, and they don't even have Bo Bichette, and you should handle it. And I get it; it's baseball, Susan, but you got to beat up on these teams. It's just fact of the matter.
And they were talking about it a little bit at today's game, and they were saying, as you said, that he knows what it is, and that the last time that he was going through this, it was the same thing. But my thing is, if you know what it is, then why is it continuing to get messed up? And what is it?
Well,
what mechanic is it that you can just adjust? You're saying you can adjust it a little bit, because Michael K brought up the point. Is that really the case, or is it just that he's getting older and maybe he I don't know, can't grip it, can't see it, can't feel it in the same way anymore? And he's saying that it's this thing when it's really not, when it's really just the wear and tear of getting older as a pitcher.
I mean, that's a good case. It is a case to be made. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Stroman has also throughout his career kind of not been the greatest second half pitcher as well. But I mean, this started in the first half. So whatever. And I see, and honestly, I can't dispute mechanics do get out of whack sometimes, right? Even when playing on the recreational slow pitch softball level, it's just funny because we do things sometimes that we don't realize that you're doing, and you do it. It's just a game of such muscle memory that you start doing it, and when you tweak things, right, that are working for you in let's just say batting practice or a bullpen session, when it doesn't work, athletes are typically known to revert right back to what they were doing before because it feels more comfortable. And then you're, the problem you thought you had fixed. We're right back to square one. So it's just, you almost need to see success from the changes to mentally buy into it and to continue repeating that motion and stuff like that. So more on Marcus Stroman at the end, because we will focus on today's game and see what happened with his mechanics. But the Yanks did go ahead and take care of business last Saturday by a final of 8-3, taking care of the Blue Jays. Guy we'll also talk about again, Carlos Rodon picked up his 12th win of the season. His record at that point, 12-7, 5 1/3, so not great, length into the game, but 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Clay Holmes, his 23rd save of the season. Aaron Judge, 2 for 3 with his 41st home run of the season, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, 2 runs scored. Anthony Volpe, still pre-Gloria, 2 for 4 with his 11th home run of the season, 3 RBIs and a run scored. And Trent Grisham, 1 for 4 with his 7th home run of the season and 2 RBIs. So the Yanks picking up, bouncing back nicely from the Friday game right there on Saturday. All right, and then the Yanks would go ahead and did take the series by a final 4-3. This was a game we were at last Sunday that went into the rain delay, but went into extra innings as well. Garrett Cole got the start, no decision, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, and 4 Ks. Juan Soto, 2 for 3 with his 28th home run of the season, 2 walks and a double. Gleyber Torres, 2 for 5. DJ LeMahieu was 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and Trent Grisham 1 for 4 with an RBI. And by the way, one thing I'm sorry I did not mention in the Friday night game, that was the game where Gleyber Torres got benched. And that was something that was a huge story at that point. And we, for timing purposes, we're not able to, address that. But good on Aaron Boone for finally getting around to this. I mean, I think it is a little overdue. I don't even recall because I'm sure we chatted about it during the Sunday game, but what were your thoughts on the Boone benching Gleyber Torres and doing it on the top step of the dugout after he failed to run out a ball that he thought was gone and he admitted himself was gone, and just kind of lollygagged it and then tried to score, got thrown out trying to score from first base by a mile to make up for that error.
I mean, I appreciated what you posted on the page after when he was interviewed after the game.
Mm-hmm.
So he either owned it or somebody told him this is exactly what you have to say. Don't know which one it was.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen him running things out, like even today.
Yeah.
He ran out a couple that could have been a lot closer if he didn't, and he made it, like he was safe.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I see him being a little bit more aggressive on the base path when he's already on base and somebody else hits the ball. So that's good. I'm glad. I just really want to be like, Gleyber, why aren't you doing this all the time? Like, that's just like routine things you're supposed to be doing in baseball. I did notice, and I almost texted you, but I recognized that I was behind in watching the game, that Jazz Chisholm didn't run something out today.
It's true.
And I was curious to see if Aaron Boone would talk to him too, even if it wasn't like on the top step. So, and it was before he hit himself in the ankle. I'm talking about an at bat or so before that. So I was curious about how Aaron Boone might react to that. The commentators didn't say anything about it, and I was like, okay, they're just gonna gloss over that. But if Gleyber Torres did it, they'd be talking about it for 3 innings. Like, what's going on? So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if what happens with Gleyber is that he'll do something for like a week or two, and then he'll revert back to his mental errors, and that's why it's really annoying. So, him and Clay Holmes need to talk to each other and figure out what's going on with their mental blocks, because it seems like the two of them keep doing the same things over and over again, and that's the definition of
insanity.
There you go.
I think Boone. I think it was cumulative that what happened with Boone, on top step and everything, making sure that it was visual, because you knew he was calculated when he did that. And then, this. I mean, we've seen this from Gleyber. He got benched in the Subway Series, in the first Subway Series, for lack of hustle, and they can call it grind, whatever they want. And we all saw it. It was very clear as day. And he was kind of pouting in the dugout the next day. And he was benched for, if I remember right, the first time, 2 games. And we've seen this over the years. And I give Boone credit for it. I also give Gleyber credit for addressing it. Now, whether he was coached on what to say or not, I don't care, only because as long as the message gets through, as long as the message gets into his head and it stays there. And I agree with you. Since that incident, he has been, it seems like, or maybe we're just paying attention to it more or something like that. Whatever it is, it seems like he's got a little bit more fire under his ass, since that happened. And that's all anyone's asking for. No one's questioned Gleyber's talent. No one's questioned any of that. And he can make great plays. And he can also, out of nowhere, botch routine grounders, which almost happened in the last play of the game today, when he almost tripped over himself. Completely out of nowhere. Boy, that would have been something.
I was waiting for him to take his glove off and throw it to first, like El Duque did.
Yes.
Whatever needs to get done, just get it over there, please.
Just make it happen. And you're right. We'll see how long this lasts. I mean, if it goes on for the last 2 months plus of his Yankees career, because I still don't see any way he is on this team again. I don't see them bringing him back at all. I'm sorry. I don't see it.
Don't apologize to me. I'd rather they kept Gio Urshela and let him go.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be definitely another direction that this goes in. I think it's enough. I think he needs to change the scenery. I think the Yanks need to move on. I think it's better for both parties. that this just gets done. And I know he really wants to be Yankee, and he's very proud of that. But no. But back to that Sunday game, though. Trent Grisham tied the game. This was a wild game. That Grisham tied late with an opposite field double, and then DJ won it with a walk-off and extra innings with the infield drawn in. There was almost 2 hour rain delay with thunder and lightning all over the place and everything like that. Yes, Lisa,
I
once that
rightfully
started,
saw. Look, they should hire me to be the Yankee Stadium weather person and hang out with the grounds crew, because I was like, Ed, it looks like it's about to thunderstorm in 15 minutes. I think I should leave. Okay. And then I left. And as soon as I got to the car, it started pouring.
Well, they did get the tarp on the field before the actual rain hit. They did stop it prior. So they were on point. I think they were just trying to get to a certain point where there's like, let's just get to a clear point right now and let's move on. And, they were out there in a heartbeat. And when I was like, it better come down. Like, this needs to happen now.
It did. It was a treacherous ride home.
It certainly did.
But it was a very long rain delay because I got home, parked my car, came upstairs, turned on the TV, and it was still a rain delay. So I got to watch the entire end of the game at home safely with my Thunder Buddy headphones on.
I roamed the upper deck, and I started roaming the stadium, like just in general.
And you got free hot dogs, apparently.
I did get free hot dogs down the right field line because they were giving them away because I guess they were, instead of tossing them out, they were trying to hand them to anybody who was walking by. So that was cool because it was like dinner time at that point. And I'm like, okay, I'll take a free hot dog as well. So, but the takeaways too is Garrett Cole looked more like Garrett Cole after the general body fatigue situation that we discussed last time. So that was good because he's going to be one of the keys, for them doing anything come October. And also winning this division is going to be, they need Garrett Cole to basically just be Garrett Cole again. So.
I'm sure we'll get to this when we talk about yesterday's second game. I have to think about that for a second. Yesterday's second game, because I personally think that he was really annoyed that he got pulled, and I'm annoyed that he got pulled from the game.
Yeah, I definitely have some thoughts on that, and thoughts that there was information that came out later regarding that, which I didn't know in the moment. Obviously, I reacted in the moment. Yeah, there was some F-bombs and stuff dropped at that point. But Tuesday's game was postponed, and that brings us to a single admission doubleheader on Wednesday against the Angels. And this was the game I had tickets to, the Wednesday night game. So obviously I'm like, free baseball and doubleheader specifically. Sign me up. Let's go, Angie. Let's get moving. Let's get out there. And they did. They played the Angels series through not the best weather, but I mean, kudos on them for getting the games in, because I was really speculating if that was going to happen. And with the balanced schedule these days, there's more pressure to get games in now than there was before, because it's a tight schedule now. So, but Yanks did take the opener by a final of 5-2. Luis Gil picked up the win. 12-5, 5 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 5 walks, bit much, but it's all right. Didn't come back to burn him. 6 strikeouts. Clay Holmes picked up his 24th save of the season. Oswaldo Cabrera did get the start in Game 1. He was 1 for 3 with his 7th home run of the season. Aaron Judge 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Austin Wells 2 for 4 with an RBI and double. Alex Verdugo 2 for 5 with an RBI, 2 runs scored. 2 of those doubles, both in the gaps right there, one to left center, one to right center. So all things full steam ahead, at least in the opening game of the series for the Yanks, in the opening of the doubleheader.
Yep, and just a real quick fun fact, Luis Gil has allowed 1 run or fewer in 14 of his 22 starts this season. He is killing it out there. He's doing everything he can. Yeah.
Just cut back down on the walks again. I'm good because, again, that's not going to play in the playoffs, and that ticking clock on his innings limit is just I mean, the fact that he's not getting out of the fifth inning, I guess, is helping with that, in a way. But I'm really fascinated about from week to week what his situation is and what they're going to do to get around this. Because I'm sure they'd rather those innings come October than, during a regular season, to do that. Because if you're looking at a game 2 starter right now, I don't know. It's honestly names out of a hat. It's kind of
Rodon. I would go Rodon. And
right
Clark
now.
Schmidt is. I mean, we have to see how he does. Clark Schmidt should be coming back soon. I think I saw them say.
Yeah, I know he's doing bullpen sessions now, so he's definitely going to be in a rotation. And
but like right now, Carlos Rodon, I would say.
Yeah, right now I agree.
Like toss up between the two of them. Yeah.
Yeah. But we also have seen how Rodon can turn on a dime. That's my issue. The nightcap of that doubleheader, not great, as the Angels would take care of the Yankees via a final of 8-2. Will Warren got his first Yankee Stadium start, and boy, did that not go well. He took his first official loss of the season, 4 1/3, 8 hits, 8 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 Ks. DJ LeMahieu was 2 for 4 with a double and a run scored and an RBI. Jazz Chisholm 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. So I kind of felt like this was similar to his start against the Phillies, where really he had a bad second inning and they just blew up on him and they just ran away with it. He gave that grand slam to the Angel shortstop. Was it Zito? And he had a great day that day in both games of the doubleheader. But I'm curious now. So the kid he's shown he's got good stuff. That's what I've seen in his 2 starts. So, knock on wood, there's no injury or anything like that. They don't really need him per se in the rotation. But I would give him another look. And he admitted he was nervous before this start being his first, home start as a Yankee and everything like that.
Yeah, how could you not be? You can't really judge him on this one start. Let's see.
No, I'm just.
And the announcers said that too. The announcers were like, "I'm sure his second game here will look way different."
Oh, for sure. So he was thrown into the fire in Philly. Like that was something. But I think he definitely fared better in that game than he did in this one. But he seems to get a lot of strikeouts, got good breaking stuff. We'll see. Curious. It's someone to keep an eye on, though. The Yanks, though, would lose this series on Thursday night, the Willie Randolph bobblehead night. They were by a final of 9-4. Nestor Cortez, took the loss, 5-10 on the season, 4 2/3, 9 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 walk, and 2 Ks. Jazz Chisholm Jr., his 18th home run of the season, he was 1 for 4. As well as Carrera, 1 for 1, who came in late for Anthony Volpe, actually, who left the game after fouling a ball off his foot. That was concerning at the time. Thankfully, no time missed, and it's all good. That was his 8th home run of the season. They rallied late. They were getting blown out for quite some time. A little window dressing, later on in this. But Angels came in playing better. They're not a good team, but they've just been playing better baseball. But Yanks, if they want to win a division and finish with the best record in the AL, or if not all of baseball, which they have a great shot to do, can't let these slip away. You got to play the schedule and beat who's on the schedule. That's what was disappointing about this. Like, the Angels are just not a good team. And that's the team who I would expect them to handle even more than, the Rangers who came in after this. All right, and shocker, Friday night rained out again, which was the Juan Soto figurine night, which, for those who are following, got pushed to the Friday night against Colorado later this month. So there is that. But the game was made up on Saturday, though, as part of another single admission doubleheader that yours truly was at. Because they just traded in my tickets, and it's like, Angie, let's go. Because it's a beautiful. We actually had a nice Saturday after a week of rain.
You did.
I wanted to be outside.
You were the only person there. Caitlin Clark went to the game too.
Caitlin Clark did go to the game and met Aaron Judge and was asked about him, and her quote was, "He's swole." And I'm sure he is because I have seen him up close, and he is jacked. Besides
Yeah, he
being 6'7",
is. Yeah.
so he's a
He
big
said,
dude,
yeah.
man.
The announcers were saying that Aaron Judge has told them when he's met other famous people, like he met Jalen Brunson recently. Jalen Brunson was at the game,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
Jalen was like, "Dude, you should be playing basketball. I should be playing baseball. What's going on?"
No, he is a lot bigger than Jalen Brunson.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Um,
But she said he was swole and very nice, which I mean,
Sounds right.
I don't think anybody's ever not said he was nice. So
yeah, he seems like a very approachable dude and everything like that. So, and seems to be pretty humble. I want to know where the hell he gets that red Yankees shirt that he seems to be rocking when, like, post game. He has a red Yankees T-shirt that he cut the sleeves off, of course. But
I have to pay attention at the next.
it's a cool, like, early '90s. Late '80s throwback shirt. It's kind of cool. I'm usually not one for like the red Yankees T-shirt because
I'm all about red.
it's
You know that.
No, it's just with the Yankees.
No, I know. The Yankees
I'm a
shirt were
Chicago
red.
Bulls
Yeah.
fan. I have red stuff for them. You know, the Giants. Obviously, I have some Chiefs gear for my wife too, and like I
That's
wear
just my
red
favorite
stuff.
color, so I think everything should be red.
It's just because you know what it is. It's just the dominantly red with some blue makes my mind immediately goes to that team up in you know Massachusetts immediately. So I don't want it to look like that. But Yanks would take the opener by a final of 8-0. This one, easy breezy. Carlos Rodon, his 13th win of the season. He's now 13-7, 5 2/3, 3 hits, no earned runs, 5 walks. Work on that a little bit. 6 Ks, but he was pretty dominant though. Jazz Chisholm Jr. 2 for 4 with his 19th home run of the season, and a walk. Aaron Judge was 3 for 4 with an RBI, a walk, a double, 2 runs scored. Austin Wells 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs and a double. Juan Soto 1 for 3 with an RBI, 2 walks, and a run scored. So that one was walk in the park, easy peasy. That was the scheduled game, so the stadium was full. And then for the second game,
wait, can I tell you a
stadium
stat
not
about
so full.
what? Oh, not so full. Well, that's tough.
Yeah.
But a quick stat about Austin Wells: when he's in the cleanup spot, he has gone with a 349 average, 419 on base percentage, and 524 slugging, with 13 RBIs in 15 games. I mean, he's very comfortable in the number 4 spot on the roster. I do have to say, though, I was really happy that Giancarlo Stanton was in the number 4 spot today for when they intentionally walked Aaron Judge. I'm sure Austin Wells had a great game today, too.
Yeah.
But, like, we'll get to that. I just want to say that home run was freaking insane.
Yes, it was.
I can't wait until the game to say that home run was insanely ridiculous. And, like, if you blink, you missed it.
Yeah, you did. You sure did. But yeah, the nightcap yesterday, though, very eerily similar, especially the final score, as the second doubleheader. I mean, the Thursday game that we were talking about against the Angels. The Yanks dropped this one 9-4. Again, weird game though because Garrett Cole got the start, no decision, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Yes, and 5 1/3. Luke Weaver had absolutely nothing. He took the loss. He was 4-3. He lasted a third of an inning, 4 hits, 5 earned runs, a walk, no strikeouts. Giancarlo Stanton, which was definitely something to note, 2 for 4 with his 19th home run of the season. That was also a moonshot that went into Monument Park. 2 RBIs, a run scored. Jazz Chisholm Jr., 2 for 4 with his 20th home run of the season, and his 25th stolen base of the season, giving him a 2020 season for the first time in his career. He's actually having a career season. And I do feel with him, there's a lot of untapped potential because he's been like a notable player, but I wouldn't say superstar by any stretch of the imagination. But I am really excited to see what he does now that he's playing, like, again, in Yankee Stadium. He's got the short porch. He's got a lineup around him as well.
We don't want him to focus on the short porch. We just want him to focus on his regular swing.
Yes, because we
we
talked about it. His introductory home press conference, he was wearing the 314 shirt, which is a cool RotoWear shirt. And I'm sure that they just send them tons of shirts and they can just handpick whatever one they feel like it. But it just made me think it's on his mind.
So he did say that I think they talked about it today. He did say that he was focusing on the short porch, and then when he hit his home run that was not there, I think it was in right center field.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Oh, I could just do my regular swing, and it'll go out anyway. It doesn't matter." Like, because it was a home run in any of the ballparks, the one that
Yes.
he had. So I think he's more comfortable now. But I do want to share a tweet by one of our favorites, Katie Sharp. He's one of 5 players this season with 25 plus steals and 60 RBIs, 60 plus RBIs. And then he just got into the 2020 club, as you mentioned, with that home run. But he's one of 5. Do you know who the other 4 players are this season?
Ellie De La Cruz is one.
No,
Really? He doesn't have 20 home runs yet?
I guess not. No. This is 25 plus steals and 60 plus RBIs.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was thinking 2020. Wow, I'm still actually kind of surprised. Not Ellie De La Cruz. Shoot.
One of the most famous.
Oh, Tani.
Ahmet.
Okay. Francisco Lindor.
I cannot give you the other 2's.
Uh,
I know their names. I just can't. I don't know what else to tell you about them. One's a junior.
One's a junior.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Ronald Acuna because he's been hurt for a while.
Not Latino. Well, one of them's Latino, but not the junior.
I don't know. Go ahead. Who was it?
Jose Ramirez and Bobby Witt Jr.
Man, shame on me because Jose Ramirez has been one of my cornerstones of my fantasy team for years now.
Oh, yeah, you should.
I've had him for like 5 or 6 years now. So no, I'm a big Jose Ramirez fan, but
Yeah.
I was not aware that he was checking that box.
Yeah, but to your point, Jazz Chisholm is having a really great year so far, and he's contributed a lot. He's the only player. I forgot the stat. You probably know it better than me. The amount of home runs he's gotten as a Yankee in his first 12 games is he's the only player that's ever done that.
Yeah, so he's at what, 7 or 8 by now?
I think it's 8 after today.
Yeah, it was 8 after today.
And it's 13 games, I think, or yes, 8 and 13 games now.
Yeah, he's off to a pretty damn good start. I will say, though, regarding him, though, so the 2 things I did want to discuss that kind of was the turning point of this game was, number one, there was a play at third base that it was a base hit that dropped in, and he was not on the bag because it was a forced play at third, and the throw went to third, and he went for the tag. He's called out. They challenged. I still thought he was out, to be honest, but they called him safe. The play gets overturned. It's a forced play. Just like the first baseman, just have your foot. I mean, he didn't need to make it that difficult. But there will be growing pains with him adjusting to a new position, and that's one of them because that contributed to the floodgates opening, to be honest with you, along with Boone taking Cole out at 90 pitches in the 6th inning. So I was cursing at the time when that happened because I'm like, why? What are we doing for? What are we doing this crap for? And, of course, Luke Weaver's been good this year, so I can't act like, I knew Luke Weaver was going to get lit up today. But they apparently had him on a pitch count and still working his way, building his way up.
Yeah, they still have him on a pitch count, and I'm sure that he's like crawling out of his skin going crazy about this.
Oh, I'm sure he is, but he even was asked about it afterwards, so he was at least aware of it. And I agree. I do think he can still know it and still be like, hey, screw this. I got this. Like, let's go. Because he was excellent yesterday. That was the good part of – that was one of the 2 good things because that was one omen I think is good for overall. Cole looks like he's getting back into form. And as we're familiar with Giancarlo Stanton at this point, when he hit that double, by the way, for his first hit of the game, the left fielder took one step and was like, nope. He just literally flipped right around and went after it. It was a line drive to the wall.
Yeah.
And then he hit the bomb into Monument Park. But as we know, though, once he starts getting a hit or 2 here or there, he can take off for 2 weeks and be red hot. So that was something to note going into today's game. So the Yanks would go ahead and take the series from the Rangers by a final of 8-7 earlier this afternoon. Things to note here: Marcus Stroman picked up his 8th win of the season, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 1 K. So even though the strikeouts only 1, but apparently the mechanics worked. His tweak that he made that we mentioned in the beginning of the recap, because he looked much better today. I mean, 3 walks is a little bit high, but not too crazy. But he looked way more effective, looked more in control. That sinker looked like it was sinking again and everything. So that was good. Clay Holmes picked up his 25th save of the season, which we will get back to in a second. Juan Soto, though, had himself a day. 2 for 5, 2 home runs, giving him 30 on the season. 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and I'm sure we both have some interesting facts about Juan Soto. Aaron Judge was 3 for 3 with his 42nd home run of the season, which was a bomb. He went back-to-back with Soto, 2 RBIs. Giancarlo Stanton was 1 for 2 with his 20th home run of the season, 4 RBIs, and a walk. And that home run that he hit.
It was 114.9 miles an hour. Faster than the one to Monument Park.
He went down and got that.
Like, I don't even know how that was a home run because of how he hit it. Like, I know he's strong. I
got an idea.
You could see how strong the man looks.
Yes.
But for him to swing at that the way that he did, hit it where he hit it.
It's incredible.
On the bat. At the angle that he hit it at, like it was damn near a golf swing.
Yep.
That he had to reach for because it was an outside pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing flew.
Yeah.
He swung his arm so hard that his elbow guard shifted down. And while he was running to first, he had to move it back up. Like, I mean, I've seen him hit crazy, like, hard home runs before, but this one was just like, how the hell did you do that? Like, how did you actually do that?
It looked like it was a base hit that just took off and just never landed until it hit the seats.
Yeah,
that's what it looked
like. And I want to say this about him, because there's a family member of mine who I had to call after he hit the home run, who constantly is like, oh, I don't like him. He always gets hurt, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. He always gets hurt. And Michael Kay said this during the broadcast, too. This man just hit his 20th home run of the season. He was out for who knows how long during the season. This is his 13th season hitting 20 or more home runs. 3 more seasons than Freddie Freeman, Paul Goldschmidt, and guess who? Who everybody talks about all the time.
Aaron Judge?
No. Not on our team. Somebody else who always gets hurt.
Oh, Mike Trout.
Sorry. He talked about Mike Trout. It was Bryce Harper, but they talked about Mike Trout and how everybody loves Mike Trout, and Mike Trout gets hurt just as much as Giancarlo Stanton, and Giancarlo Stanton produces way more than Mike Trout.
Listen, you're not wrong.
Because Mike Trout was not on this list.
No, but Mike Trout.
Bryce Harper was.
Mike Trout was. So Mike Trout is a hell of as an overall 5-tool baseball player.
Of course he is. He's
it's sad. It honestly
more
saddens
Aaron
me.
Judge.
Yeah, it saddens me how much he gets hurt now. Because I know he has like this degenerative back issue that he has to like manage over since the last couple of seasons.
That's terrible, because isn't that similar to the one that the former Met captain had?
Oh, David Wright? Yeah.
David Wright? Is it like that?
I believe so. It sounds like it. Like he has to do a lot of prep just to get out there.
Yeah.
I know. And it's just it's unfortunate because the times I've seen Mike Trout play, I mean, he's absurd.
But as frustrating as it is, though, that Giancarlo Stanton gets hurt all the time, and like I get it, he does. Yeah. This guy, even when he gets hurt multiple times in a year, still does better than entire teams do.
Yeah. Listen, I don't doubt. Like I am a fan of Giancarlo Stanton. I like him. I have checked my expectations with him at this point because I know. Listen, unfortunately, he's going to get hurt. Like, not gonna like to quote Brian Cashman in the offseason, it's part of his game.
And
Unfortunately, it is.
It's also going to get worse the older he is. Like,
no, it is, and I'm not saying that his contract is not an issue because the Yankees are trying to stay under the luxury tax. Yeah, I think they can. Listen, if they can get out of that $26 million because they don't pay the whole contract, if they can get out of it, and they probably would in a heartbeat, right? They would, and then reinvest it elsewhere. But this is also a self-imposed budget.
Yeah.
Like, it is, and I understand that the luxury tax is it's bad. Like, you really get hit. Like, nobody wants to go over this thing anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that's why the Dodgers had to do their maneuvering with the Ohtani contract and the deferred money, and you know, the Mets are paying for their mistakes with him. But I also think that's why Steve Cohen, as much money as he has, he doesn't want to mess with it because it is a huge problem right now. And people want, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. It wants to keep these rich teams in check. But he ain't going anywhere. No one's taking that contract. It is what it is. He's going to be a Yankee throughout the contract, and that's that. So you just got to, what are you going to do? Instead of crying about it, just hope for the best. And listen, he can still hit 30 home runs this season.
Yep.
Like, that's very much a possibility.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be upset with that. If he hits 250 something, hits 30 homers, 30 plus homers, fine. And plus, what you had mentioned is when he hit the home run, they intentionally walked Aaron Judge. And we actually didn't really get a chance to, we didn't talk about that much. That has been a huge thing. The Blue Jays wanted no part of Judge. They were walking this dude with nobody on.
Yep.
But the way to stop it is to get a guy behind him that's a threat. Now, when Stanton is feeling it, he is a huge threat. You'll see those walks calm down a little bit.
Michael K said that. Michael K said, Giancarlo Stanton said, "Oh, you want to walk Aaron Judge? Hold my beer."
Yeah, that's exactly what
that
it
was
is.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I know Boone talked about potentially flipping Judge and Soto. They're not looking at that, but it was a thought because you do have to do something. But one of the perfect answer is Stanton gets hot behind him and you bat him fourth. So we'll see how long.
And keep Austin Wells right behind there too, because Austin Wells has been hitting well. So it doesn't matter.
Lineup. Listen, the Yanks have started to win now again because the lineup's hitting. Like Verdugo has showed signs. Wells, Volpe, now Stanton. Like, it's not just, and Chisholm obviously coming over has been helping. That's where things have gotten to turn around. They just need to get the pitching back in order. And speaking of some of the pitching, though, Clay Holmes. I mean, by the way, the bullpen in general, they were coughing this thing up because this looked like it was going to be another laugher. And little by little, there was
it got worrisome because even Leiter came in and did not do his thing this time.
Yeah, who's looked pretty good so far, but I've also seen him get hit a couple of times. And he's a good strikeout guy. He gets a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah.
But he also gets hit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not like a closer level reliever. But Holmes, Jesus, this was something. And the last out to Gleyber Torres was a routine grounder that he somehow stumbled upon and fell down and threw it to first.
His knee. Yep.
What is that? Like, whatever. It is what it is. I got some stuff on Soto.
Me too.
You? Okay.
Him and Judge.
Okay.
You could do the Soto. I'll do Judge.
Okay. So Juan Soto, with his home run, his first home run actually, has now homered against all 30 MLB teams.
Mm-hmm. At the age of 25.
He's only 25. That's tremendous.
That's
and yes, he's been in the league for 7 years now. So yes, he did come up when he was 18. But still, that is absurd.
But still, you're talking about like he started at 18. Yes. So his first home run was in his first year when he was 18, 19 years old.
Yep. Another note on Soto. This is from Sarah Langs, actually. Juan Soto now has 190 career home runs, tied with Andrew Jones and Mike Trout for 8th most before turning 26. Behind, pretty good list. Jimmy Fox at 222, Eddie Matthews 222, asterisk, A-Rod with 216, Mel Ott 211, Mickey Mantle with 207, Albert Pujols 201, and Frank Robinson had 200.
Jeez, man.
That is a list, man. I mean,
except for the asterisk.
Yes, except for the asterisk guy, but still, he's on a lot of lists that you can kind of like check him off on.
Yeah.
So what do you got on Aaron Judge for today?
So for Aaron Judge, I named that he was the Montefiore Player of the Week. For this week, he had an average of 423, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. His OPS was 1.287, and he had 11 walks. And as per Katie Sharp, he has reached base 4+ times in a game, 17 times this season, which is 6 more games than any other player in all of Major League Baseball. And he's on home run number 299, which he hit in the bottom of the 7th today. Mm-hmm. And when he hits number 300, he's going to be the quickest player to ever do that.
My guess is it happens on the road trip.
Yeah, I think so too. That's insane.
It is. It's insane. He needs to finish his career with the Yankees. Just say
yes, he does.
Just need to get this done already.
Yes,
all right, let's go to our awards of the week. We got the top of the Heat hitter of the week.
Nope, I picked somebody else.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and get mine done. I went with Aaron Judge, who hit 455 for the week, 613 on base, 613 on base percentage, 636 slugging, 3 home runs, 9 walks. 1 home run, 3 RBIs, 9 walks, 1 stolen base. Let's not forget that happened earlier today.
Yeah, that was today.
He was 10 for 22 and 6 runs scored. There were some interesting ones. I'm curious to see, who did you go with?
I see your Aaron Judge, and I raised you 1 Oswaldo Cabrera.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
So this week, Oswaldo Cabrera had a 500 average. His OPS was I didn't even know.
And how many at-bats?
I don't know how many at-bats, but that's not his fault. Look, he's not getting much playing time with Jazz Chisholm and DJ LeMahieu playing all the time. So I got to give my man his props when he gets in there.
I can think of somebody else he should probably be playing a little more often.
Oh, absolutely. He should definitely be playing second base. His OPS is a 2.238. I didn't even know it could do that.
Wow.
He had 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk. His on-base percentage is .571, and his slugging is a 1.667. And I was like, you know what? Of course. And I did say special shout out to Juan Soto and Aaron Judge for carrying the team week in and week out. So it's not that I'm like ignoring them. They're always going to be one of the tops of the heap. Like, so yeah, I went a little rogue to give Oswaldo some love. And I have a soft spot in my heart for the utility players. I always have. IKF, him, Gio Urshela, like those are my guys. Even back at Charlie Hayes was one of my favorites. Come on.
I did like Charlie Hayes when
I was love Charlie Hayes.
I am still determined. I will get that shirt made. I am getting a Luis Soho shirt made. There's no question about it.
Luis Soho, right. Yes, that was my number 1 utility guy.
Soho's the fucking man.
And he's very nice. I met him at camp. He's so nice.
Of course. I can imagine. All right, so King of the Hill pitcher of the week. Lisa, who do you got? You can start this one off.
So this time around, I feel like, because the last couple of times it's been like, who the hell can we pick? I do feel like we had a couple of options for this week. So I hope I didn't pick.
Not Clay Holmes.
Definitely not Clay Holmes. Absolutely not. I picked Carlos Rodon.
Okay, good choice.
You picked somebody else. Okay. So Carlos Rodon's ERA for the week was 0. He pitched 5 2/3 innings. He had 3 hits, no runs, 5 walks, unfortunately, 6 strikeouts. His WHIP was 1.41, and his average against is a 150. Who did you pick?
I went with Garrett Cole.
I thought,
tough luck. It sucks because he got nothing for it. But
oh my God. Yeah.
No, but I agree. Rodon was probably the choice, to tell you the truth. But I went with Cole just because, again, he was the tough luck. Didn't get anything to show for it, really. But, again, getting our ace back to form is definitely a key. And hey, if Rodon can keep this going, 'cause, I mean, he was hot to start the season.
Yeah.
If he can get this going, then yes, he's the number 2 starter going into the playoffs. It just his emotions scare me.
Yep.
They do. Just because it seems like the slightest thing can go wrong, and he's completely out of line.
Yep.
Which, I mean, Cole gets emotional, but I mean, he's learned to manage it. To tell you the truth, remember, not too long ago, he was complaining about Billy Crystal throwing out the first pitch on opening day and a slight
complaining
delay.
about the Star Wars music and how loud it was.
Complaining about that, the whole Death Star and everything, 2 strike him, but haven't heard a peep. And it's benefited him. He's won a Cy Young since. Like, he's gotten to another level. So, all right. So, the Yanks do hit the road for a series against the White Sox. They need to sweep the White Sox. I mean, I don't care where you're playing them. Home, away, the park. Not Central Park because they won't let you play.
No, because they'll get rained out.
Yeah, humidity or something. It's just, I mean, there's no excuse. But I get it, it's baseball, so it's not guaranteed. You can't lose the series. It's not even an option. Like it's not even an option. I'm just laying that out. Lisa, what are the pitching probables for this series?
So we have 2.5 out of the 3 games. So tomorrow they will be playing the White Sox, and Kai Busch is the starting pitcher for the White Sox. He's a lefty with a 0-1 record. He has a 6.75 ERA and 3 strikeouts.
So not a lot of innings for him so far.
Not a lot of innings just yet. He'll be up against Luis Gil, which is a righty pitcher with a 12-5 record, 3.06 ERA, and 138 strikeouts.
It's true, Raul.
Oh, we have a comment, Raul.
Yes. Basically, he's saying it's the worst team he's ever seen since he's been following since 1979.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raul, they're pretty bad. I mean, if you've ever watched them play or just seen highlights, you've seen everything. It's unacceptable. You can't. And I understand.
Is
they
it like
even have to win.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
it is. It's bad. So the Yanks cannot, because the Yankees do play down to the level of their opponents. That's what they do.
Yep.
So don't do that. Because these will be unwatchable baseball games if they do that.
God, I hope not.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So on Tuesday, Jonathan Cannon, some baseball players just have really great names.
Yes.
So Jonathan Cannon will be playing for the White Sox. He's a righty. He has a 2-5 record, 3.91 ERA, and 51 strikeouts. He'll be up against Nestor Cortez Jr., who's a lefty with a 5-10 record, 4.42 ERA, and 124 strikeouts on the season. Man, Nestor Cortez. Nestor better look like Cy freaking Young during that game. Come on. And then on Wednesday, we only know who the White Sox pitcher is as of 5 minutes before we started airing. So Davis Martin is the White Sox pitcher. He's a righty, 0-1 record, 3.65 ERA, and 12 strikeouts. And unless they just posted it in the last 20 minutes, we don't know who's going to be pitching against him. I'm checking again right now.
Well, I was just counting on my hand, right? Because, I have to.
I feel like it should be Rodon.
Yeah, it's Rodon or Cole, because they both pitch Saturday.
Or Will Warren, maybe.
No, well, I think he got sent back down. He's not.
Oh, he got sent back. Okay, I didn't see that.
He's not in the rotation.
Okay. So it's either Cole or I would like to think they would do Rodon and save Cole because this guy, it's his second game. Not his second game, but he's 0-1 with 12 strikeouts.
Well, no Garrett Crochet. So that's one of the best pitchers in baseball that the White Sox do have. Good thing we're missing him. And the Yankees they usually have problems against lefties. So,
yep.
I mean, they just don't.
So
needs to be
tomorrow might be the tougher game because it's a lefty, Kai Busch.
Yes, and it shouldn't.
No.
It absolutely shouldn't. There's no excuse. I'm sorry. They're the White Sox. The 2024 White Sox. So anything less than a series win is completely embarrassing. All right. So I believe that wraps it up for us this week. Thanks for joining us as always. If you're joining us on Facebook, be sure to check out the Empire 161 Show Facebook group. Share lineups and highlights and other crazy stories around baseball. So check us out there. Check out Pop Culture Pros and popculturepros.com because that's who we're represented by. If you check us out on YouTube, subscribe to Pop Culture Pros. Instagram, we do have an Instagram page. It is at the _ Empire 161 _ show. We do have an X page, but that's good. Yeah, we're not paying anyone. Okay, so, yeah, check us out there. Lisa manages our Instagram page, and wherever you found your audio on the podcast, subscribe to Pop Culture Pros, and check us out there. Oh yes, thank you, Raul. I appreciate that. And check us out. We will be back next week discussing the Yanks week in baseball and the happenings around. So, Yanks, go get it done. And I know, right? It was almost like bleeping the curse out. Like I said, Yanks, get it done. Let's go, Yankees. All right. Take care of Chi-Town. Peace.
Bye, everybody.